of your biggest accomplishments or things that you're super proud of that you've achieved so far? I'm sure there's many more to come. So,
getting through the first couple of years of twin teenage girls who look like each other. Yep, I'm proud of that.
That's a big one. Yeah.
I haven't survived it yet, but I have a couple of years to go. I think we're gonna be
You'll
good.
make it. You'll make it.
Yeah. I'm proud of the fact that I created a space for women to come together.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that, and that I hung in there through the recession and when we went bankrupt and everything was basically falling apart in my life. I'm proud of the fact that I stayed strong and believed in what I was doing, even though I wasn't getting paid for it, and I felt like, I just felt like I was helping women, and I've really, stuck to my vision. Our motto was connect, encourage, and inspire. From that first event in April 2010, before the company was even formed, and we've really stuck true to that. I'm proud of myself that I realized my dream of being on TV so late in life, and that I've actually succeeded. that was kind of crazy. I went almost a decade without really getting paid to do TV. I was doing all kinds of free segments, but I always knew that it was going to, update my reel, or it was going to get me somewhere, or I could just stay relevant.
Beneficial, yeah.
Right, and I always knew that something was going to happen. So I think that's one of the things I'm most proud about, is just kind of sticking true to what I believe in and not quitting.
Yeah, no, I think that's the entrepreneurial spirit, right?
I guess
you have to keep
yeah.
thinking forward. Like if you just sit there and think about the things that are bad, you'll never move forward. So. What would you say are some of the things that you do that resonate with the women? Like, what are the things that you feel like they come back to you and they're like, we love you for this, or this is what this is what helps us. Like, what are those kinds of things that you think women respond to?
Talking about my bankruptcy, talking about my failures and
reality.
Yeah,
reality,
I guess so.
Right?
I guess so. It's, and I think I just did a video on Instagram about this. I'm a TV host and I'm a model, and a lot of people just look at me and I'm tall and skinny and just think that I have the perfect life, and it's really, I'm just a person. And I think that's important to realize that when you meet someone and you look at them, you really don't know who someone is or what they're going through, until you hear their story. Sorry, what was the question? I'm just going off on a tangent.
No, I mean, that's part of it, actually. It's like, what are the things that women resonate with?
Oh, they resonate with, yeah.
And I think that's, you said it, like, the reality, because today everybody sees everything beautiful on Instagram and only sees the good side of stuff. And no matter who it is, their life is not perfect. So we know that already. I mean, that's definitely something that definitely is appealing to women too, to see the real side of you. So.
Yeah, for sure, and the real side of other people too. I mean, it's hard. It's harder to be authentic in that way and to let people see that real side, and it's a fine balance too. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't want to be sobbing in front of your boss,
right?
Necessarily, but you want to let him know where you're at. So it's this fine balance of always trying to figure out how. Authentic should you be? Exactly. And where you should go with it.
Yeah. One last thing before we stop here. I wanted to ask you about the Latina background, because you are half Puerto Rican, right? Mm-hmm. And, in our conversation, you never mentioned once about feeling like it was anything that ever stopped you or hindered you or anything. Can you just kind of expand on that a little bit? Did you ever think that anybody was recognizing it or thinking that it was a negative thing in your career at all?
No, but I feel like almost that's unfortunate, because my mother, the way she raised me, was not to observe that side of myself. She had a hard time when they came here to the States. She grew up in Spanish Harlem, and at that time it wasn't a tourist attraction. It was really a tough life. And they were immigrants, so... And she didn't speak to me in Spanish, and it's like I don't necessarily look Latina, although when I travel to Italy and Spain, everybody thinks I'm from there. Yeah. So it's interesting. my last name is Goss, so her last name's Arroyo. You know, so I think if I would have gotten her name, maybe
the questions might have come up or something.
Yeah,
right?
maybe I would have had some prejudices or discrimination, and I almost, you know, I'm thankful that I didn't, but I almost feel like I'm a hypocrite because I didn't, you know.
I hear what you're saying, but you know, just because you missed out on it, but you didn't have those things. I mean, it's great though. I think, you know, we talked a little bit about being able to kind of celebrate it still and enjoy those things and embrace it. And
I've gotten nothing but positivity since I've been embracing it, and it's really only been a few years. So, you know, when I announce it or I tell people, actually on Ernie and Assa's show a couple of weeks ago, I said, well, I'm Latina, and he was like, great, you know, and I'm happy to see that it, you know, like how my mother was raised to maybe hide it or to not, you know, admit where she's from and who she is. You know, my grandmother she didn't even speak English. So that's how I grew up, but you never know that from how I am. So I'm happy to see that maybe generational way has changed a bit, you know, that we're moving forward with that, and we're not ashamed to admit, you know, that we're Latina or African American or really exactly.
So, okay, well, that's good. And then I wanted to ask you, is there anything new that you would want to talk about that you're thinking about doing, or any new projects or anything?
Yeah, except I can't really say it yet. I guess I can kind of say it. I'm going to be on QVC, which is a brand new thing for me. And actually something that I've been going after for almost a decade. When I first started TV, that was my one thing. And my friend Tyrone reminded me of that. He's like, you told me that definitely, you know, almost 10 years ago you wanted to be on QVC. So it's a dream realized for me, so that's nice.
Congratulations. Thank you. That's so exciting.
Thank you. And this Saturday is my first day on air, so
it's awesome.
It's going to be fun.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm happy to have introduced you to Judy Goss, and we're actually on our way out to another networking event. So
meeting some more awesome women.
We'll see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.